Exactly. There goes that projection stuff again. They were saying that we were attempting a coup, but they were actually attempting the coup, and they started it with COVID, and they just carried it out after January 6th. And, I guess everything went as they wanted it to on January 6th, but not everything, I guess you could say. I was having this conversation with somebody else recently. Nobody actually went there to overthrow the government. It's not what anybody wanted to do, but we were accused of it anyway. But like Enrique says, if we were planning on doing something like that, don't you think we would have showed up with weapons or something? I mean, don't you think Enrique would have ignored the court order for him not to be in D.C. and just showed up anyway? But he didn't.
And
there was no plan to do any of that.
Literally in the Ministry of Self-Defense chat, he was telling people, do not bring guns. It is illegal. Don't bring plate carriers, put cutting boards in there because it's illegal. He was telling them to do that. Of course, none of that was allowed to be entered into evidence on your behalf.
And I'm glad you mentioned the cutting boards. The one thing that we were all worried about, the reason why people were wearing the plate carriers, wasn't because we were worried about getting shot. It's because we were worried about getting stabbed by other Antifa, like Antifa. We were expecting Antifa to show up, and they didn't. Well, they did, but they showed up wearing Trump gear. As another topic for another day. But we were telling people in the chats, cutting boards will prevent stabbings. So they'll protect you from a stabbing.